Hello everyone, my name is Karina Ramos. This presentation is going to be on whether income has an effect on the number of children people have. This topic was particularly interesting to me since I've always heard people say that children are expensive. This has led me to hypothesize that income does have an effect on the number of children people have. In a survey conducted by the Institute for Family Studies, the number 2 reason people listed as to why they didn't have kids was the inability to afford them. Because my research question explores the effect that income has on the number of children, my independent variable is total family income, and my dependent variable is number of children. They are both ordinal levels of measurement. The highest frequency for income, according to the table, was $60,000 to $74,000. It is important to note that for a family of 4, the poverty line is at $25,000. So about a quarter of the respondents live below the poverty line. The central tendency is better determined by the median, which is about $50,000. to $59,999. 10% of respondents had a total income of $60,000 to $74,999, more than any other value. Overall, most families fall between $30,000 to $169,999. For the dependent variable, 28.3% of individuals had 0 children. Less than 1% had 8 or more. The central tendency for the number of children is 2. About a quarter of respondents stated that they had 2 children. More people have 0 children than any other value. Overall, people seem to have 0 to 2 children, about 69.8%. In order to make my analysis more accurate, I had to recode my variables. According to the crosstab analysis, most respondents fall between 0 to 2 children. There are a total of 2,151 people that answered both of these questions. More people had a total income of $50,000 to $109,999, and with the majority of them at 0 to 2 children. My epsilon values for row 1 were 14.7%, row 2 10.3%, and row 3 5.5%. The 10% rule states that if any row has 10% or more, there may be a relationship. In this case, both rows 1 and 2 have a value of 10% or more. This indicates that there may be a relationship. Because both of my variables were ordinal, the measure of association I used was gamma. According to gamma, there is a negative association between my 2 variables. SPSS reports the value of gamma as negative 0.225. This means our ability to predict the number of children between 2 respondents is improved by 22.5%. Since both variables are coded in the same direction, the negative gamma suggests a negative correlation between income and number of children. There is a moderate strength of my relationship, and overall that is worth making note of. There are 5 steps to hypothesis testing. The first step is my research question. Does income affect the number of children people have? Step 2, my hypothesis is a family's income has an effect on the number of children people have. My null hypothesis is a family's income does not have an effect on the number of children people have. My alpha value is 0.05. Step 3 is running the significance test, in this case, a chi-square. From the significance test, I determined that the p-value is less than 0.001. Since the p-value is less than the alpha value, that means that we reject the null hypothesis. There does seem to be a relationship between income and the number of children people have. Step 4 was determining the p-value, and step 5 was rejecting the null hypothesis. The findings of my analysis contribute to further research in the study of this topic. It establishes that there is a relationship between my two variables. Moreover, it shows a negative correlation between the two. There were surveys, like the one conducted by the Institute for Family Studies, that show that people say the reason for not having children is the inability to afford them. However, other research has indicated that people in lower income areas tend to have a higher fertility. My data demonstrate that slight negative correlation between the two. My analysis therefore supports more research in this direction. Thank you.